So the other day in one of the podcasts, somebody asked me the question, why I thought that so far, with a GOP-controlled House, Senate, and White House, why haven't we seen any pro-gun laws get pushed through and signed? Or at the very least, why haven't we seen some of the anti-gun laws out there repealed and struck down? And my answer ultimately is very, very simple. You see, politicians are politicians by trade. They don't generally care too much about the issues. They care about their own power, they care about money, and they care about getting reelected. And when they think we want something done, that's when they do it, at least within their ability and their own willpower to actually stand up and do something that the people want, and usually when it falls in line with something else that is beneficial to them. Now, we also have to look at the fact that Donald Trump, generally speaking, isn't your typical politician. I mean, make no mistake, he is a politician, okay, by definition, but he is not the typical politician in that he really doesn't care. He's been on both sides of every single issue throughout his entire life. In fact, most of the time he fell on the more Democrat or liberal-leaning side of many issues. But right now, we are in a unique position where pretty much anything that the GOP pushed through, he would sign. I mean, there's pretty much no doubt in my mind that that would happen. So, why haven't any bills been pushed? Why haven't any bills been replaced? Ultimately, because gun owners are lazy. Okay? Do you remember how we stood up back in 2012 after Sandy Hook? Do you remember how we stood up after the Dark Knight shooting, after the Orlando shooting? Whatever it is, how did we stand up every single time Obama and the Democrats even thought about trying to push for more gun control? We stood up. We were loud. We were out there. We were protesting. We were making our voices heard to our congressmen, to our senators, both at state and federal levels. We pushed for things to get done, or in those particular cases, things not to get done. We voiced our opinions and pushed what our real power is in this country. And since Donald Trump has been elected, since the GOP has controlled the House and the Senate, we haven't done any of that. Not at all. We haven't done much of anything other than sign a few online petitions. I've seen no marches, no protests. I've seen no mass pushes to call your congressmen, to call your senators, to call the White House, to tweet Donald Trump. Yeah, there's been a few little things here and there about the Hearing Protection Act and a couple other little things, but nothing big the way we did it for the last 8 years of Obama. And that is completely on us. We have to learn to get better organized again. In fact, we don't even have to learn how to get better organized again because we already know. We've already done it many, many times. We just need to stand up and start getting loud and start pushing for the things we know are important for true freedom and liberty, for the Second Amendment. We need to get back into that mode to push forward again. Because right now we're just sitting here, just stagnant, just going, hey, we won the election. Now let's just sit back and enjoy it. And we may get to enjoy it for 4 to 8 years, but what's going to happen after that? That's what we need to be preparing for now. Now is the time to push for these things. Now is the time to get hooked up with your different pro-gun organizations, whether it's on a local level, a state level, a federal level. The Gun Owners Association of America is a fantastic organization. Pretty much every state has great, wonderful state-level organizations that get together and they can do protests and they can do marches and they can put pressure on politicians in those states. These are the things we need to be doing. We can't just sit back and be lazy bitches all the time. We've proved that we can get out there and fight for our rights, and now it's time to continue the fight.